Hey guys, I hope you had great holidays. Today I come to you with a new speed build. This one at first, I wanted it to be inspired by, well, it is inspired by a Pinterest photo that I saw and I really liked. It was an idea for a farmhouse and I really liked it. So, the outside and how the rooms are placed inside really looks like that Pinterest image that I saw. But then I wanted it to be like more rustic, not too modern. And I was really inspired by how my grandparents' house looked like before. So as you can see, everything that is on the outside will be from Pinterest. And you will also see, well, you won't see it because I cut it out. Because I don't think it would be fun for you to watch me trying to get the roofing right for 45 minutes. And I'm not even kidding. It took me 45 minutes to be able to do that roofing work. So I cut it all out. And I was at this stage, I still wanted to do the Pinterest way, so I was trying as much as I could to match it. But in the Pinterest photo that I had, the roofing was a beautiful light blue. But I couldn't find anything like, cause, there's two types of roofing on there, so it's really tiles and then metal one on the side. But I couldn't find like two colors that would match. So, and that's something that I miss so much from Sims 3, well, you could put whatever you want in whatever color you wanted, so that I do miss, but that's not the point. So at that moment I just decided, well, let's go just another way around. So I went with green one, because why not? And you will see me again trying to make it work with some poles. So again, working on the roofing, and I had so much difficulty with it because the place that is the corner of the middle roof, I wanted it to be at the good place, so that would match with the other roof on which it is on. But I had so much difficulty just for that to match. And I wanted it to match because I'm kind of a perfectionist. So I really had loads of difficulty with that roof. I never had that much difficulty. But I'm really proud of the end result of this roof. And I'm really sorry if I've said like roof or roofing for like 10 times already. But I will stop talking about it. So as I said, I finally wanted that house to be more like my grandparents' house. So, well, in the style, because it does not look like this at all. So, in this house, you will see outside we'll put a chimney. That part was inspired by the, how do you call it? Yeah, Pinterest. So, that was inspired by Pinterest, but in my grandparents' house there was a fireplace, and you will see that inside of where I put that chimney thing, I will put the real chimney inside of that, so it will be more realistic, And you will see how it is really open floored. And in this house there is room, well, in my idea how well I was doing this build, I had really the idea that it would be for a grandmother, which her husband unfortunately passed away, or is simply not home because of whatever reason. I didn't think of that, but she had always a place for her grandchildren to stay. So they do have a loft on the upper section that is a loft slash putting things that you don't need, like this decorations for Christmas or Halloween or that type of thing. And I really do love how it looks at the end, and you will see it really does have that rustic feels that, as I said, was inspired by my grandparents. Because when I was younger, um, my grandparents had a house that was really far away from us, like an hour and a half. That's not so bad, but for me, like little 5-year-old me, it was really long to wait in the car for that amount of time. But they had, like, it was literally a little farm, and I loved this house so much. The only thing is the room that I slept in was the room where my mom used to sleep when she was younger, because it was my grandfather that built this house. But yeah, so I would sleep in this room, and I recently talked about it with my mom, and I told her how scary I found this room. So because there were like sad clowns and things like that, it was like, what are you talking about? It's like really peaceful. And I looked at her and was like, what is peaceful with sad clowns? It's so creepy. But she had good souvenir from there, so I guess that explains it. But I was really scared from sleeping there. But for the rest of the place, I really did love it. So there was always, well, at that time, my grandparents had two dogs, which was Fanny and Tutsi, a Pomeranian, and I don't know the name in English of that, the other one, but it was a big dog, and she unfortunately passed away because of cancer, which is really common with that type of dog. But I was really sad, and I remember that, when you're young and you're imagining your own little things, I was playing hide and seek with the dogs. Well, that's what I thought. I was playing hide and seek with the dogs while they were just away from me. And my grandparents, on their house, well, where the house was built on, it was really, really big. And they had a little place for, I'm real sorry, little thing. I'm French Canadian, so sometimes I will look for my words because English is not my first language. My first language is French because I am from Montreal. So excuse my English, but yeah. So coming back to the story, my grandparents had a really, really big place, and on this very large property, they had like two little dog house. And in my 5-year-old brain, I was like, oh, dog house, that's where the dog sleeps. So as I was trying to find the dogs that were playing hide and seek with me, don't you forget, I was looking at in the dog houses, and I remember like it was yesterday. It was summer, and I was looking to find them, and I just waved my arm before the doghouse, and a bunch of bees just came out looking so hungry. And I understand them, like for them, I'm a little giant just coming to their home and just saying, like, moving my arms around. And they were so mad, and I was so freaked out. And I started running and yelling, for which was not really fast for me because I'm not a fast runner. And that is said by my how do you call that? Yeah, my gym teacher from like first to third grade, which was not a great teacher, but that's another story. And I was so not fast, but I don't think that you can outrun a beast. Anyways, so I ran home. A bee stung me. I don't know if that's the right past tense for sting. stung. I think it's stung. Yeah. So the bee stung me, and I was crying and crying and crying, and I just remember my grandmother like applying. I don't know the name for that, but like it's a pink little paste that you put on like mosquito bites or um, bee sting or whatever, and it really makes it less itchy or less, well, it hurt less. Let's just say that. So, just coming back from the build. So in this build, as you are seeing, I'm really trying to make this really rustic like, and so like homey, because when I personally think of going to my grandma's house, well, one of them, not the other one, but one of my grandma, I feel so welcome and it's so warm, and I could stay there forever. So that's really how I wanted this to look. Like you going there and it is safe and just great there. So I had some plants by the window, which is kind of hard because you can't put things really like outside the house. So putting things on this outside windows was kind of hard because I didn't want them to go like to be too on, well, not on the window. Sorry for searching my words. But yeah, so I'm just placing things around, putting loads of things to make it feel more homey, while still looking really, organized, like how my grandma's house would feel. So that's pretty much it for now. And I really love how this ended up, and I was trying to. I really wanted to show my boyfriend yesterday how it looked like finally, but we just fell asleep, so I never showed him. But I'm sorry, my dog is kind of mad after me because I'm not paying her any attention, so she's kind of growling, just waiting for me to pet her. But she will wait like another 10 minutes. So now I am into this little bathroom that it's far from being my favorite place, but it does remind me of how my grandma's bathroom looked like. So that's the plus side on this. I'm sorry, I think you can hear my dog. No, she's like using her paw to I don't know how, because her hair is itchy, so she's using her paw to and she hates doing that, but she still does it, and every time that she does that she's like just growling and trying to hit her paw. And it's really funny to look at. But I'm sorry, she's just so funny to look at. I hope you can hear her in the background, but whatever, sorry. So, as I said, I'm not really in love with this bathroom nor with the bedroom, but I do feel like it's really grandmothery. I don't know if it's a, well, not a real word, but if it makes sense. But yeah, so here I am putting on in this really little bedroom, and I really needed much more room there, but you know so I'm just putting really the essentials. And oh yeah, I forgot to say, so I said that they were placed in this house for, well, for my idea, one grandmother and two grandchildren, but also for a cat or a small dog. So you will see there is a litter box, a food bowl, and also a little bed upstairs. Well, the food bowl is downstairs, but the litter box and the mat is upstairs. So because I don't know, I imagine my grandparents would have a cat or a little dog, like named Maggie or something like that. So here I am now. I am moving upstairs, and I had so much difficulty because I wanted to be a continuity from downstairs. Talking about the paint, but I couldn't find anything that was matching. So I tried for so long, and at first I was like, okay, let's do this like that. But then finally I wasn't able with it, and when I was putting it right there, it 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 changed the color of the roofing outside, so that wasn't better. But yeah, so now I am doing the kind of loft upstairs with a more like, I don't know how you call it, but some houses have some you sometimes you just um, I'm what never mind. I'm literally too much searching for my words right now. It doesn't make any sense. So also, if you want that build, it is CC free, so there's no custom content, and you can find it on Origin, because, well, if you follow me on, or if you just want to have this build, you can go look on Origin, and this build I made it on, how do you call that, Burlington Bay, I think. The thing that comes with the animal pack. And at first, when I built it, I didn't put it on the right side. So when you look at the pictures from the gallery, you don't see the front of the house. You see the side, because I didn't put the front of the house on the good side, but I finally did. But yeah, so that was my biggest problem. So as you can see, now I am putting the litter box, the mat for the pet, and choosing like the Omi fills from there. So what I chose from this house was like sunny, great soil, and how do you call that? Like a great place for children to learn. And now I'm just going outside to put some trees and make it really more as if we were not in the city. So yeah, I'm just going to let you watch the rest of the video on that. And if you have any idea of what you would like me to do next, you can comment or just send me some messages, and I will try to do what you like. And so tell me if you prefer with me talking or just looking at this being built. So I will try to do what you prefer best. So hope you have a good day. Bye.